Discussed about the types of concentrating collectors. Today we shall discuss about the working of practical heliostats. This is a practical solar heliostat is a mirror that makes movements upward, up or down, left or right for what to reflect sunlight onto a fixed point. Okay. Here the relative angular position of the receiver is input to the computer. Computer commands the heliostat motor drive system to position the mirror exactly midway between the sun and the thermal receiver. What the computer will do? It will give the command to the heliostat. Okay, it will give command to the heliostat motor drive system. Well, it should correct its position should be correct because to extract the or to observe the radiation from the solar rays from the sun. Okay, next each heliostat is given a unique command. And what about this diagram? You can observe here. This is a solar heliostats. Okay, solar heliostats, it will reflect from sunlight, it is observed. Okay, it will reflect on solar thermal receiver. Okay, you can observe here from sun, it is rays will be observed by solar heliostats, and it will reflect to the solar thermal receiver. And here you can observe it is a blue color line and red color line. It will produce a hot water or steam. Okay, from solar thermal receiver output what we get means it will produce a hot water or steam. Here in this diagram, from this diagram only we can say off part is concentrating solar system and another is energy production. For energy production, electricity production also we use, and for hot water and for air also. Okay, in before going to the next topic, that is parabolic discharging engine, what is the advantage of heliostat? Here it is the most efficient of all collector system because they are always pointing the sun. Here the two advantages, one is it can be used for hot water buildings. Okay, and second one is it will produce electricity. And next is a parabolic dish stirling engine system. In this there are three major components. One is solar dish concentrator, second is power conversion in unit, and third is tracking unit. First, solar dish concentrator. Here solar parabolic dish system that generate electricity from a central solar collectors. Okay, power converter, it will collect the sunlight and it will absorb the, and it will we get the electricity. That is parabolic dish system that generate electricity from a central power converter, collect the observed sunlight from individual receivers. Okay, there are many receivers, from that we take the light, okay, radiation or sunlight, and we convert that into a electricity. Here this need to circulate. Okay, this need to circulate heat transfer fluid throughout the collector, and it the design is here the design is such as piping layout and pumping. And next is a thermal losses. Here the solar dish concentrator means it will collect the sunlight and it will produce electricity. That is not, it is similar to parabolic dish system. And next is a power conversion unit. Okay, in this power conversion unit, it includes a thermal receiver and also heat engine. In thermal receiver, it absorbs the concentrated beam of solar energy. In thermal receiver, what happens? It will absorb the concentrated beam of solar energy and it converts to heat and transfers the heat to heat engine. Okay, It will absorb the beam and it will convert into heat and it will transfer the heat to heat engine. And what about heat engine will do? Heat engine takes heat from the thermal receiver and it is that will be converted to electricity. It will produce to electricity. Okay. Heat engine uses fluid such as hydrogen, helium for their working. The engine generator components are here a receiver to observe the concentrated sunlight to heat the working fluid of the engine, and the engine itself which converts the thermal energy into mechanical work. And next, alternator. Why we require alternator? To produce or to generate the electricity. First, receiver. Why we need receiver? To observe the sunlight. Okay, sunlight to heat the working fluid of the engine. Next, what does engine do? Engine will convert the thermal energy to mechanical work. And what does alternator will do? It will produce electricity. A waste heat exhaust system also here it is used. And also control system. Why we need control system? To operation within the available solar energy. Okay, to match the engine operation with the available solar energy. For that, to control the parameters, we need the control system. And next, Stirling engine. Why Stirling engine is the most common type used. Here, the parabolic dish heat engine system lacks thermal storage capabilities. It can be hybridized to run on fossil fuels during periods without sunshine. Next is the tracking system. In heating only it is their tracking system. Why we need tracking system? For computers are used to track the sun for maximum output. Where the tracking, where the sun light is more. Okay, if it is, for example, for morning, some distance, okay, some rotation, or it may be slight changes in the receiver. Okay, that should it should track where the sun maximum output is available. Okay, computers are used to track the sun for maximum output. Next, this is a parabolic dish Stirling engine system. Here, this is a reflector and this is heat drive. This is a dual axis tracker. Solar collector, solar pump, solar heat. Here we use for cooling, for hot water and also for generation. Here we can, they are saying that this is the working of Stirling or Brayton heat engine. Here mirror focus the sunlight, the concentrated sunlight then heats up the working fluid to temperature. It will absorb the sunlight and it will convert the cold water to hot water. Heated high temperature working fluid. Fluid is nothing but water, they are saying. Fluid is then used in a Stirling engine or Brayton heat engine cycle to produce what? To produce a mechanical power, that is mechanical power via rotational kinetic energy, and then we will produce the electrical energy for utility use. And they are saying that here Brayton cycle, the hot compressed air is then expanded through a turbine to produce what? To produce rotational kinetic energy, which is converted to electricity using the alternator. And here they are saying that a recuperator is also utilized to capture what? To capture waste heat from the turbine to preheat the compressed air and make the cycle more efficient. Here 3 points you need to remember. It will absorb the sunlight and it will produce a electricity by heat fluid. Okay, fluid is used in either Stirling engine or Brayton heat engine cycle to produce a mechanical power via what? rotational kinetic energy that we used to converted into electricity. They are saying that Brayton cycles. Brayton cycle means the hot compressed air is expanded. Okay, hot air is expanded through a turbine. It is produced by a rotational kinetic energy which is converted to electricity. Okay, using what? Using the alternator. A recuperator is also utilized. Why recuperator is utilized? Because to capture waste heat from the turbine to preheat the compressed air and make the cycle more efficient. This is the working of Stirling or Brayton heat engine. Next is a solar collector system into building services. First is a low operating cost. In this when you compare with the other, so this is a low operating cost. When you take the solar collector system, because when you take other fossil fuels or any other power plants, that cost is installation cost may be compared to low. But here the solar collector system into building services, here the low operating cost, while the operation fuel cost will be not there. So it is a low operating cost, but for installation, high installation cost. The most economical way is to have that the solar system meets the energy demand while operating at its full capacity. Okay, that means for example, from morning to evening the solar energy is observed, we can meet the demand. For example, if it is the demand is 1 kilowatt, we can meet the demand 1 kilowatt. Okay, according to demand we can meet the solar system meet the energy demand. We can produce the by using solar system 1 kilowatt. Okay, they are saying auxiliary or backup system should be provided to carry peak and unusual load. That is, for example, I have said base load and peak load. Peak load is nothing but sudden rise in load. Okay, for example, if we are using daily fridge, okay, TV, some products we use, okay, some applications we use, and some other day we use a mixie, okay, micro oven, okay, sudden rise in load. We don't use continuously. Some for a few minutes we use and we will reduce it. Okay, that is what a peak load. Have a backup for that. Next is a solar air heating system. In this air handling unit, a fan and a 2 motor drive dampers. And next is a heat storage unit, rock bed and temperature control system and solar collector. These are the 4 major components in solar air heating system. Here there is a, depending on the position of the dampers, you can observe A and B. This is the A and B. These two are the dampers. And depending on the position of the dampers, 3 modes of there. 3 modes of operation are there. Damper A and B. When damper A and B open, what does happen here? Normal daytime solar heating mode. Okay. When damper A and B is open, normal daytime solar heating mode, it will come to automatic solar heating mode. Okay, and the storage unit is bypassed. During damper A and B open, this process will happen. Okay, normal daytime solar heating mode and the storage unit is bypassed, and temperature will be here. If the temperature is below the limit and the sensor placed in the top of the collector, okay, sensor placed in the top of the collector if the temperature is below the limit, okay, if temperature is below the particular limit, and auxiliary furnace is turned on automatically if that is the condition. Next, damper A open, B closed. This mode is used when solar energy is collected but no heating is required. They are saying that this mode is used when we use this mode when solar energy is collected. Okay, but we don't want output. We just collect the solar energy. At that situation, we do the damper A open and B close, but no heating is required for here. Okay, it gets collected in the rock bed, heat storage. Okay, it will just collect. And next is a damper A closed. A is closed and B is open. Okay, A is closed and B is open. At that condition, it is used for cloudy periods. That is, for example, at night. Okay, the return air from the building is passed through the rock bed where it pick up solar heat. If temperature is insufficient, auxiliary furnace is activated. Okay, if temperature is insufficient, then auxiliary furnace is activated. These are the three modes of operation. Next is the solar water heating system. Okay, in solar water heating system, I'll explain in the next class.